Hello friends, in this video I am going to explain about the analysis of trusses using finite element method. So here we have the question. So let us read the question. For the two-var truss as shown in the figure, determine the displacement at node 2 and the stresses in both the elements. So there are two truss elements which are given here. So this is the one var and element 2 here. So we need to calculate the displacement at node 2 and the stress in the both element. So this is the node 2 here. The displacement you are going to be calculated, and also you need to calculate the stress in the both the element, and stress in the element 1 and also the stress in the element 2. So in the truss segment the concept is that at each node you have the two displacement. Suppose at the node 1 you will have the one horizontal displacement and one vertical. So we will represent the vertical displacement by v1 and horizontal by u1. So at the node 1 it will be u1 and v1. Similarly we will represent the 2 by u2 and v2, and at 3 it will be u3 and v3. So these are the displacement. Now we are calculating the displacement at 2, and so we have to calculate the u2 and v2, and material property like Young's modulus is given, that is 70 gigapascal. So E is equal to 70 gigapascal. So here all the unit are in millimeter. So convert that Young's modulus also in millimeter. So 70 into 10 power 3 Newton per millimeter square. Next, the area of each material is 200 for both the members. Means for E1 is equal to E2, which is equal to E, and also A1 equal to A2, and which is equal to 200 millimeter square for both the elements. So okay, so once you made all the given data, then we will go to calculating the element stiffness matrix for the truss. So suppose for element 1, so let us take this is as the element 1 and this is as the element 2. We can represent. So at the element 1 we need to calculate the stiffness matrix, that is K is equal to, and denote it as K1, and which is equal to AE by L and 4 by 4 matrix in the truss element. So it is basically C square CS CS S square, or similarly here it is symmetric matrix. So here it will be in the diagonal minus C square minus CS minus C square minus S square. So diagonal it should be same. Yes, S square. So some of the textbook it represent as C is equal to L or S as M, which is nothing but it is C is cos theta and S is equal to sin theta. So now you should know what is C. Basically it is just a cos theta, where S is nothing but it is sin theta. Okay, here it is CS. So first we calculate the area of A by L divided by the length of the element. So for the element 1 we know the length, it is 500. So that length is directly given in the question. So first we calculate the AE by L, that is A1 L1. A1 is 200 into E1 70 into 10 power 3 divided by the length of the element 1, that is 500. So it comes to be, using the calculator, you get the value around 200 into 70, it is 28 into 10 power of 3 Newton per millimeter. So it is the value of AE upon L. So after calculating the AE upon L, so we will calculate the C and S value. So C is nothing but it is a cos theta. So we can calculate cos theta by geometry or also with the by the angle, that is cos theta and sin theta. So suppose you have to calculate it with the geometry. So it is for the element 1, it is at angle of 0 degree because it is parallel to the origin. So here theta is equal to nothing but it is 0 degree. So cos theta 0 degree is equal to 1 and sin 0 degree is equal to 0. So we can directly take it as C as 1 and S as 0. So we can easily calculate the cos theta and sin theta. Our second simple method is from the geometry. So why the geometry? Here the entire truss element, it can be located in any one of the coordinate system. Suppose this is one coordinate system and another one is here. So I am taking the entire system in the first quadrant. So suppose this is the first quadrant because we have 4 quadrants. So it is first quadrant. So it is in the horizontal and another is the vertical reference line. So here from the reference line we have find out the coordinates at each node. So here at the node 1, what is the x distance from the reference line? So here x is nothing but it is 0. Similarly for the y, it is 300 because this distance vertical is 300. So it is nothing but it is x1 and y1. And similarly for at node 2, this distance is traveled by 500 and this is same as 300. This is nothing but x2 and y2. It is local coordinate as earlier I told you. Now come to the node 3. So at node 3 distance x is, that is 500 plus 400, that is 900 and y is 0. So this is x3 and y3. Now for the element 1, only discussing element 1. So element 1, if you want to calculate cos theta, so cos theta 1 for element 1. So there is an equation x2 minus x1 upon L1. So here x2 value is this is x2. So x2 500 minus x1 is this 0 upon L1. L1 is 500. So we get the value 1. Similarly for the sin theta 1, you have y2 minus y1 upon L1. So here y2 is nothing but that is 300 minus y1. y1 is again 300 upon length, that is 500. So which is equal to 0. Now for this is the second method to calculate the cos and the sin theta for the element 1. Now so after that we will substitute it in the K1. K1 is nothing but it is the stiffness matrix for element 1. So here AE by L, so AE by L is nothing but it is 28 into 10 power of 3 into, so c square is, it is, c value is 1, so 1 square is 1, cs that is 0, minus c minus 1, and this is again 0, and it is 0, then 0, then 0, 0, then minus 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. So we get the 4 value. So it is the stiffness matrix for the element 1. For the element 1, this is the formation of stiffness matrix. So we need to substitute the displacement for this matrix. So suppose at element 1, what are the displacement here? So it is u1 v1 u2 v2. So here it will be u1 v1 u2 v2. So u1 v1 u2 v2. So let us this say is a equation 1. Similarly we will calculate for element 2. For element 2, so it is nothing but K2 is equal to A2 E2 upon L2 into this same equation. So we again calculate the cos theta 2 and sin theta 2. After this we substitute the value in the matrix. So cos theta 2, it is nothing but this x3 x2 upon length. So it is, by connectivity, it is x3 minus x2 divided by L2. So x3 value is 900 minus 500 upon divided by L2. So now, so this is the length. So this length not mentioned in the question. So it is unknown value, but we have these two value. So we, by using the Pythagoras theorem, we can calculate this value L2, where L2 is equal to 300 square plus 400 square under root, which is equal to 25,000, which is again is equal to 500 millimeter. So this is the 500 millimeter length of the element 2. So now it is 500. So 400 divided by 500, which is equal to 0.8. So cos theta 2 value comes to be 0.8. Similarly for the sin theta 2, it is y3 minus y2 upon L2. So y3 value is 0 minus 300 upon L2 again 500. So it is comes to be minus 300 divided by 500, and which is approximately is equal to 0.6 minus 0.6. So these are the two values of cos theta 2 and sin theta 2. So again this value comes to be here in the matrix. Okay, so here c square, c, it is nothing, it is equal to c, and this is s. So 0.8 square, that is 0.64. It is the value for c square. Okay, then again it is cs. So cs is equal to minus 48 and again minus 64, and this is again 0.48. This is 0.48, 0.36, 0.48, 0.36, 64, 0.48, 0.64, 0.48, 0.48, minus 0.36, minus 0.48 and 0.36. So this is equation 2. So once we calculate the element 1 and element 2, this is the for stiffness element for 1 and this is for the 2. Now we calculate the global stiffness matrix. So it is nothing but a assembly of all the stiffness elements. So we have two elements, that is K1 plus K2, and which is equal to K, that is global stiffness matrix. So we have to add the both. And one more thing, we are not calculating here the A2, E2 and L2. So again we calculate the A2, E2, L2. So here again it is 200 into 17 to 10 power 3 divided by length for the element 2, that is again 500. So it is again comes to be 28 into 10 power of 3 Newton per millimeter. So for element 1 it is 28, but sometime it may be different if the length of the element and area different. So we got, but here we got the same value, so we take it as common term for both the element. Now K is equal to 28 into 10 power 3, and here we have 3 nodes. So here equation is, here the equation is 6 by 6, U1, V1, U2, V2, U3, B3. Similarly in the row it is U1, V1, U2, V2, U3, V3. So after that we all add the value. Suppose U1 here in the row and here in the column. So what value we calculate? So see the element 1, U1, that value, and here it is U1, so it should be 1. So for the element 2 it is 0 and here it is in 0. So here it is 0 because this is for the U2, V2, U3, V3, and here again U2, V2, U3, V3. So it is 0, minus 1, 0. So here no relation for U3 and U1, so here it is 0, 0. Right, that we have to calculate for the all the matrix. So I am just substituting here the value directly, that is 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, and this is minus 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, and here it is the 1.64 minus 0.48 minus 0.64 0.48 minus 0.48 minus 0.64 0.48 0.36 0.48 minus 0.36, this is 0.48 0.64 minus 0.48 minus 0.36 minus 0.48 and 0.36. So here is the matrix of 6 by 6. So after that, the finite element equation, the finite element equation, that is K into U is equal to F. So this formation we have to make. So it is nothing but the K value. Now this is the displacement matrix. It is nothing but it is U, and which is equal to the F force, that is F1x. Similarly for the force vector. So how we calculate the F? So in the truss element, here again there will be two type of nodes. At each node, suppose at the node 1, it is at the here node 1, it is the horizontal force, and other is the vertical force. So horizontal we will F1 and x for the horizontal, and vertical F1 y. Similarly for here we have F2x and F2y. Similarly for the 3 we have F3y and F3x. So same forces we write here. Okay, F1x, F1y, F2x, F2y, F3x, F3y. So these are the forces. So now the boundary condition. So boundary condition for this problem. Boundary conditions. So what are the boundary condition? So first we have to make this in this formation, then we will apply here the boundary condition. So this is the stiffness matrix written here. So this is again U1, then V1, U2, V2, U3, V3. Similarly we write U value, displacement vector. So now by the boundary conditions. So what are the boundary condition here? So here at the node 1, they here x1 and v1, but here x1 is 0, so there is no horizontal displacement and also vertical. If it is a roller sport, then there is some vertical displacement in case of roller. So in roller it can slide in the vertical but not in the horizontal. So that will be the concept here. So here U1 V1 is 0. So at the another node 3 it is also hinged spot. So there U3 V3 again 0. But at node 2 it is free. So here U2 and V2 will have the value. So here also the force applying at here is 12 kilonewton to is the at the node 2 in 12 kilonewton vertically downward. So that load is 12,000 or 12 kilonewton given here. So it means that F2y is having a load only because it is only in the vertical direction. So F2y downward, so minus 12,000. So that is the one. So here this value equal to 0, this value again equal to 0, this is 0, and this is again equal to 0. And only F2y, that is here taken 10 power 3 common and minus 12, because this is again 0 and these are unknown. So apply these boundary condition for in the formation. Once again this is 0, so this is neglected. Again this is 0, this is again neglected. This column is in again, this is again 0, 0, and this is again okay. So here we have only left with, and this 10 power 3 also gone out. Okay, so after that the first row, because of the displacement is 0, is cancelled out. Okay, so by adding this we get the 28 into 1.64 minus 0.46, 0.48, this is 48, and this is 0.36, and here it is U2 V2, and which is equal to 0 minus 0.12. So by solving this we get the U2 and V2 value. So U2 and V2 value is comes to be 0.52 minus, and this value is minus 1.9 square. This value is in the millimeter, so this is the displacement. So this is the displacement U2, and after that we calculate the sigma. So sigma is nothing but it is the first, that is sigma, which is equal to E by L minus C minus S C S. So for it is for element 1 U1 V1 U2 V2. So this is for the element 1 and this is for the element 2. So we have calculated the sigma 1 and sigma 2. So C and S calculated. So for 1 we get the C value from the 1, and for the 2 we get the value here. For the sigma 1 that we already calculated, first test for the element 1 I obtained minus 79.8 Newton per millimeter square. Similarly for sigma 2 we get here E2 L2 and U2 V2. So here the value will become here it comes to be the value minus 100.8 Newton per millimeter square. So you just check these answer here. It is an easy problem and simple method to calculate the truss displacement and the stress. So thank you for watching. Thank you.